When the human brain is developed to 100%, what will happen? A woman took a sip of champagne and found that she had lost a tooth. She coughed and, surprisingly, spat out 3 more teeth. Then the skin on her hand began to peel off, and her fingers started to disappear slowly. The woman hurried to the bathroom, took some medicine from her bag, and swallowed it. Soon, her face returned to normal, but the dissipation of her body continued. Then, like a firework, the woman disappeared. When she woke up again, she found herself lying in a hospital, and her brain had been developed to 50%. Her eyes could change different colors and had gained the ability to see through objects. The police, having heard the news, rushed over and drew their pistols. However, the woman simply raised her hand slightly, and everyone fainted. The police chief was terrified. As the woman approached, all the bullets in his gun fell to the ground. The chief could only watch as the woman left. The woman got into her car and saw everyone's communication signals. In her eyes, the signals turned into visible light bands. After a thorough search, she found a signal. It turned out to be a conversation of a gang leader who was planning to have his men steal the medicine. The woman hurried to the scene. At this point, the woman's brain had been developed to 60%. She just had a thought, and a transparent wall appeared in front of the gang. Their weapons were sucked to the ceiling, and the gang members who tried to block her floated in the air. The woman easily took the medicine. She then went to the laboratory and found the famous neurology professor, preparing to pass on all the knowledge she had acquired to humanity. On the other side, the gang leader had already arrived with his men. With the professor's help, the woman absorbed all the medicine, and a huge amount of energy was released. Her brain had now been developed to 70%, and her arms began to mutate, absorbing all the materials in the laboratory. When her brain reached 80% development, the woman created an independent space and built a supercomputer. At 90%, she could instantly teleport to anywhere in the world and pause time with a simple wave of her hand. She witnessed the development of history, saw the birth of the Earth, and even saw the initial form of the universe. Her brain was now at 99% development, and her cells were constantly fusing. Meanwhile, the gang leader had arrived. Just as he was about to fire his gun, the woman's brain reached 100% development, and she disappeared. The police chief, who had arrived, shot and killed the leader. Then, the supercomputer extended a tentacle. The professor took it and found that it was a USB drive containing all of human civilization. The chief was a little puzzled. Then, he received a text message on his phone. Although the woman had disappeared, she was now everywhere.